Victory or Death Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full episode review. And today we are going to be continuing our watch of Radio Free Roscoe. This is season 1, episode 2. The episode is called On the Air. And listen, I told you guys, I love this show. I love Radio Free Roscoe. I grew up with it, and it was just, it put me on so much music. I love the characters. I even like the drama that the characters were going through, even though a lot of it towards that second and towards the start of that second season and then on, it was just a lot of like romance drama, like, oh, he likes me but I don't know if I like him, like all that stuff. Like that's like either you like it or you don't. But there's still like some other really good drama bits throughout the show, like throughout the series. And in the music, the music is just great. It puts you on so much music, and it starts conversations, not only about music but just about things that teenagers go through, in school, outside of school, in their family life, in their personal life, and their friendships. It's just a fantastic show. And before we get started, I know throughout this episode I'm gonna just talk about. I had a really good conversation with a friend today about the genre of rock music. Like rock music, alternative music, emo music, screamo, metal, like all that stuff. And just had a conversation just about like, where did it go? It's as if the music industry has no place for rock music today. Like, unless you have been in a rock band for 10 years and you've sold 1 million records prior, and you can just keep dropping albums whenever you feel like it, like Smashing Pumpkins to what's another good one, Panic at the Disco, or like Fall Out Boy or anything like that. If you're not that, then it's like the music industry just does not care about that genre anymore, and it's really sad. So throughout this episode, I forgot what this episode is about, but I'm gonna try to talk about that a little bit, and of course, just talk about what this episode is doing. So once again, I'm gonna be watching this episode on my computer because I own the first season on DVD, so I'm just gonna watch it from there. But this episode is on YouTube, so look out. I'm gonna check the description. I'm gonna post a link to it. There will be a link for you there to watch along with me, because this is a great show. All right, so with that said, let's get into it. And this episode will start in... this episode is 22 minutes and 33 seconds long. Might be a little bit different from what it is on the YouTube link, but it's pretty much going to be the same. So we will start this episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like a second delay. Douglas McRobb and his brother created the show. They created The Adventures of Pete and Pete. A classic Nickelodeon show. That's like in my top 15 favorite shows of all time. Make some noise. I love this theme song. The theme song is, I forgot who wrote and sung the theme song, but that person who did it is on one of the episodes this season called Bad Boy or something. I forgot. But she's like a troublemaking student who's like into filmmaking, and she teams up with what's his name? Robbie? I think it's Robbie. She teams up with Robbie to make this student film for the school. And I actually really liked her character. Yeah, she was cool. How disgusting. Well, this actually looks appetizing just because it's like, it's in film, but school lunches in general, my goodness. Like, really think about, like, really, like, research school lunches and, like, uncover the mystery behind why they are the way they are. It is like $1 billion industry of school lunches. The people who own, they own certain manufacturers that produce certain foods that really, really don't meet the expectations or quality that people should eat, and they're able to make that kind of food and send it out at such an alarming rate that people just buy it. Schools buy it just to feed these kids, and they make millions off of it, millions. And it's like, you don't know why. Like, school lunches literally will kill you, literally. Sorry, I know that has nothing to do with the show. Excuse me, but that's just like, I think about that stuff sometimes. Okay. Whatever friend said that to you, you're like, what? Are you living at the school? Yeah, that's usually how it works. On my computer, in one of my tabs, is the Terminator. I still have never seen the Terminator, but I know exactly what it is and what it's about. I've seen Terminator 2, loved it. Seen Terminator 3, liked it. I like that. Do I like that franchise? I like the franchise. I love the idea of it. I didn't. I saw the Rise of the Machines a little. I don't really remember it as much, but then that's where I stopped. Once again, I love radio. I really, really love radio. It's kind of, well, I can't really say radio is dead because it kind of just turned into podcasting. And I listen to the podcast I listen to the most is the Joe Budden podcast. He's a retired rapper, and he just talks hip hop culture. In the beginning, middle, and at the end of every podcast, he like plays music. So at that sense, it is like radio. It's so good. Where in Canada are they? I know they're in Canada. Ray has like ADHD, like bad. Gabba Gabba Ray. Back in 2016, when I worked on my first feature, it was like an independent feature. Was that? That wasn't union. No, that wasn't union. Was it union? I don't think it was union. Well, I didn't get paid for it. It was one of those like, hey, can please be a part of it to get experience? I met one of my mentors by the name of Greg Steele, who passed away a few years ago. And where was I going with this? Oh, nicknames. Everyone on my department, it was like the electric department, everyone had a nickname, and I'm like, oh, I really want a nickname, because I really love that crew. I really love that crew that I worked with. And everyone had like really cool nicknames. My really good friend Coogan, who I came up with in the industry, they called him Jurassic because he always had this Jurassic. He always wear this NASA hat, but then he also wear this Jurassic Park hat. So they just called him Jurassic. I thought that was so cool. So I was like, I really want a nickname. And I told the gaffer, I remember his name is Jeremy. I was like, I really, really want a nickname. And I remember that because on set you just really gotta listen, and you gotta really look at the gaffer, what he's doing, what he's and like who he's talking to, so you can kind of anticipate what he needs or what he's gonna call for, and what light you can bring on set. And I'm just like waiting for him, watching him, listening to him talk to the DP, and then he's like, all right, yeah, I'll get some of these such and such lights up here, and we'll light it out. And then I'm like, pew! I like ran to go get the lights, and then I came back, and then right when he was about to speak into to his radio to call for the lights, he's like, hey, I'm gonna need the, and he turns around, he sees me with the lights, and he's just like, oh shit. Way to go, Hot Rod. And then that moment, that was my set nickname, Hot Rod. But I shouldn't have asked for the nickname. Like I should have let it came naturally. So Hot Rod is a nickname I have on set, but the most natural nickname that I have, that I never ever asked for or anything, people just started calling me that, is Skinny Grip. I work a lot as an electric and a grip. I think I don't know which. I've definitely done more grip stuff. I could definitely tell this story because not much is happening right now on the show, but I definitely done more grip stuff than electric. I like to think that they just call me Skinny Grip because I'm pretty skinny. And yeah, Skinny Grip. I love it. I absolutely love it, and it just carried with me throughout the years. A feature that's on Amazon Prime right now that I was blessed enough to key grip. One of the grips on there, she was like a producer for another company, but she really wanted to know what grips to do, so she was like studying under me or whatever. And she was such a blast to have around that she took my my tape measure. And the tape measure is called something, right? It has like letters on it. She literally put tape, like white tape, around the letters and certain letters, and it spelled out Skinny Grip. It's fantastic. Pronto. Ooh, I love that. Dude, I would just. You know what? This is a bucket list. I would love to have some type of radio show. I don't care if anyone listens, right? I don't care. Just give me a radio station, something people can tune into if they want to. Ooh, they playing some Rocket Summer. I love the Rocket Summer. Unfortunately, this show didn't put me on Rocket Summer, though. I really have to think about it. Oh, I think I really gotta go think about it. I think when I was a sophomore, sophomore or junior. I think I was a junior. I met a freshman. This is all in high school. I met a freshman by the name of Jamie, and she turned out to be a pretty good friend. Hope she's doing all right. She introduced me. She's like, wait, did she introduce me to her? Yeah, just listen to this music. It's so good. Yeah, I love the Rocket Summer. I don't think she introduced me to the Rocket Summer, actually. How did I discover the Rocket Summer? I actually don't remember. Maybe it was a show. Subconsciously, I just typed it in on Google or on YouTube one day. They're really good. I highly suggest you listen to the Rocket Summer Brat Pack. Brat Pack by the Rocket Summer. It's really good. The music video for it's awesome. But Jamie, I told Jamie, I was like, "Hey, I've been listening to the song. It's like the Rocket Summer," and she literally gasped that day. She was like, "You know who the Rocket Summer are?" I was like, "Yeah." She also put me on a movie that I'm thinking about reviewing called Wrist Cutters. One of my favorite movies of all time. What song is playing right now? Damn. Like literally every other minute, you're like shazamming the stuff that's in this song, or in the show. Oh, it's like a female band too. Ooh, I really want this music now. A lot of people don't want to be Spider-Man. He's like the number one hero you actually really don't want to be. I want this song. Ugh. I'm not gonna find it in Shazam. This is like this is so good. It's like they're kind of just talking about like, all right, we're trying to be ourselves, but no one's listening. So maybe I should just not be myself and just talk about what's popular. Talk about this is a great little life lesson. Just be true to yourself. Talk about what you want to talk about. There's always an audience for that. Damn, I love. Oh, sorry for my chair. Oh, so you listen. You should have just been like, oh, so you listen. Damn, I would have loved to do like school radio. Back in school? Oh, man, that would have been great. All the time, teachers told me, like, you have a really good voice. You should do something with your voice. Aptitude tests. Mm. Yeah, hey, that's real. Dave, it hasn't even been a minute. Calm down. You kind of, I think this episode, you really, really see the potential what this show could be. That was great. Ah, that's the episode. Ah, I wanted it to keep going. Yeah, I feel like like after like 7 minutes, maybe it's because of me, I was talking so much, so I apologize for that, but I feel like when they got to the booth and they were actually talking, then the episode started to like, really picked up and got really good. Because when they're in their like radio bag, when they're talking about their radio stuff, I absolutely loved it. I love it so much. In original. You're listening to Radio Free Roscoe. Alright, that's the episode. 22 minutes, 33 seconds. Well, that's what it was for me. So, a few good songs. There's like two really good songs that they played throughout this episode. One was by the Rocket Summer, which I highly recommend you guys check that band out, because I absolutely love the Rocket Summer. They're definitely one of my favorite bands from, or a band I listened to a lot from back then. The lead singer of the Rocket Summer, his name is Bryce. It's Bryce something, but it's just him. Like, he is the Rocket Summer. He's the band. So when he records his music, when you hear vocals, you hear the guitar, you hear the bass, you hear the drums, you hear the piano or the keyboard. It's him. He does all of that stuff by himself. And he forms a band when he either shoots music videos or when he has to go on tour. It is absolutely incredible, and he is so talented. The Rocket Summer is really good. I highly recommend check out his song called Brat Pack on YouTube. There's a music video for it. It's really good. Yeah, so good. I missed the Rocket Summer. But yeah, that brings me back to the question, like, what happened to music like that? What happened to rock music? What happened to alternative music? What happened to punk music? I've been going through my punk music for the last 2 days, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, what happened to this music? From Good Charlotte to Blink-182 to Fall Out Boy to I was listening to like even some Bowling for Soup. Like, this music does not exist anymore. Or I feel like it exists somewhere, but it's not talked about. And there's no light shined on it anymore. And that's kind of sad, because I was telling my friend, and this episode review is over. Now I'm just talking about music. Feel free to turn this off. But I felt like I told my friend that I think when talking about rock music, and you look at the artists that are on the top of the food chain in terms of rock music, and this is just my opinion. This is just from what I've seen, kind of. I mean, not kind of. This is just what I've seen and what I believe. I feel like they are out for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, they feel like the rock music or the music industry is a gimme, everyone back up. Like, once, like, we gotta put out this music, do this, do numbers, do that, and then that's it. It's just us. It's just the band. That's it. And they don't contribute anything to the culture of rock music. And I love rock music. And I love a lot of genres. But I also really love hip-hop music. So when you look at hip-hop and you look at the music culturally and how it moves people, and how hip-hop can't even be fit into one industry anymore. It's not just the music industry. You can honestly pin it at the food industry, the fashion industry, definitely, the filming industry, there's just so many things you can tie hip-hop to, with all the artists doing so many different things, influencing so many other people. You don't see that from rock music. And it's not like you don't see that anymore. Like, no, you never saw that. They don't you don't see any of these bands like the Smashing Pumpkins or 30 Seconds to Mars or Simple Plan. You don't see these bands looking for other bands so they can teach them and make other music, or mentor, or it's like a mentor mentee kind of thing. You don't see that at all. What you do see from rock music, you'll see these bands, right? And especially if they're huge names, you'll see these bands, they'll make an album, they'll promote that album, they'll go on tour, and then that's it. And then you won't hear from them for the next few years until it's ready to do that over again. You don't hear that, like, at all. Like, it's just sad. And another thing that kind of how can I say this? I was explaining to my friend also that hip hop music, along with the rappers and all that stuff, everyone that's in hip hop music, black people in general, since the dawn of time, we had to adapt to situations. We had to adapt to situations and come up with the new norm and make $1 out of nothing, or out of something that people think there wouldn't be any dollars in. So a prime example of that would be Metallica. I believe it was Metallica when Napster first started all those years ago, and it was basically like the first ever place on the internet where you can get music from like people's albums and just download it to your phone or to your computer, and you don't have to buy the album. This took the internet by storm. This took the music industry by storm, and literally Metallica was like, no, you can't do that. No, you're not doing that. Hell no. I'm suing you. And literally, like, that got rid of Napster. Now that kind of how Metallica went about that whole thing kind of shows you just the culture around rock music, just within that genre, and even the subgenres that are, rock and roll. Whereas you look at hip hop, and when that happened to hip hop, like, all the other rappers, like, all right, music's on Napster now, and even music's like on the internet, and people can get it for free. All right, that's fine. Now we'll just give them mixtapes, which is free music, and since it's free and they're not making $1 from it, legally they can take any song that they want and sample it, and they don't have to pay for it, which brings them to different things and sets them up to make more money from it later down the road when they do put out an album, because their fans are such, they know their work so well. So it's things like that. It's and another thing about rock music, just from the point of, you never see anyone kind of bring up bands and try to mentor them or anything. The only person, I'm sure there's been rock bands that have done it, but obviously not many to my knowledge. But the only one I can think of that was significant to me was Fall Out Boy. Was the bassist Pete Wiz. I always forget his last name. And he made his own record label. I believe he started his own record label after they dropped Take This to Your Grave, I think. Or maybe it was from Under the Crook Tree. But he started a record label after that. And the first band he signed on his record label was Panic at the Disco, when no one knew who they were. That in itself is pushing the culture forward, because Panic at the Disco is a really good band. Now, I'm not too big on their music. There's a few songs I like, but I can appreciate what they are. And they are good for the genre. They're good for the music. But you don't see that. You don't see other people helping each other in the rock music industry. And I think that's one of the reasons why it kind of just died out. You know, they never adapted to what music is now with the whole streaming and free music downloads and YouTube, and like it just you don't see that anymore. But yeah, I've been rambling. Holy crap, I've been rambling. I just really wanted to talk about that because I absolutely love rock music. If I had to name like my top 5 favorite rock bands of all time, Fall Out Boy, Smashing Pumpkins, Reliant K. I want to put Bowling for Soup up there. Yellow Card. Yeah, I'll put Bowling for Soup up there. Yeah, that's 5. Okay, yeah. Absolutely love those bands. Love them, love them, love them, love them. Absolutely love them. But yeah, that was the full episode review. That was Radio Free Roscoe, Season 1, Episode 2. The episode is called On the Air. The episode was 22 minutes, 33 seconds, and I might do another episode because that's really good. I need to get back into Ocean Girl. I keep thinking about that. But yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed that one, and I really want to continue this conversation on music because I absolutely have such a crazy passion for music. I listen to so many genres, and I would say the genre I listened to the most in my childhood was rock music. Rock music, punk music, emo music, indie rock, like all that stuff. So I absolutely love it. But yeah, that's the full episode review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Victory or death, Starfighters.